Hey there, and welcome to Zan Talks. I know the channel went a little quiet for a bit, and just want to go over real quick why that happened out of the blue. Now, I made mention in social media how Black Friday drained me. That week I released my Crusader Ascenti video. I did pretty much all the scripting, recording, and editing in one day. That was my Thanksgiving. Following that, I had to wake up much earlier than normal to work Black Friday, and it took me a few days to recover from that as I don't get the best sleep in general. So, after taking a week off, I went into the first full week of December, ready to work on my next genre video, and oh boy is it turning into a lot of work. I realized I wouldn't get that video done in time, and then I went and got sick, sore throat, coughing, all that good stuff. And that lasted a couple weeks for me too, so, well, here we are. Okay, so all that boring stuff aside, let's get to business. This is not the video I wanted to do next, but since that one is going to take me a lot more work and thought than I thought it would to get the idea I'm going for across, I want to put it on the back burner for now and wrap up 2017 by going over just how great a year it has been for gaming. In a way, this is probably going to be similar to like a top 10 games of 2017 type video. But due to the fact that I haven't actually gotten to play a lot of the games that came out this year, and since I don't have an intro ready for top 10 videos yet, I just want to make some mention of some of the games that I've had some form of contact with that came out this year. My list is a mere fraction of the games to come out this year, and it's still a good 2 pages long, so I feel like if you think 2017 hasn't been a good year for gaming, you just aren't looking hard enough. To start, just look at all the great RPGs and large open world games we got this year. Amazing new titles like Persona 5, Tales of Berseria, Zelda Breath of the Wild, Nier Automata, Horizon Zero Dawn. Each of these games were amazing titles. I've put plenty of hours into a couple of them myself, and others are pretty high on my to-play more of list. Persona 5 and Nier Automata are probably among my top 10 video game soundtracks of all time now. You owe it to yourself to play these games if you're a fan of the genre. 2017 also brought us some amazing nostalgic love letters. Sonic Mania was the perfect homage to the Sega Genesis era of Sonic, with classic gameplay, a gorgeous opening animation that brought back memories of old Sonic cartoons, and plenty of Easter eggs and references to the golden age of Sonic. We also got the Crash Insane trilogy, a great remake of the original 3 Crash games, some of my favorites growing up as a kid. A great Final Fantasy XII remake, which I still need to get around to playing more of, as I've always had a soft spot for Ivalice. And have you ever heard of Digimon World? The old PlayStation 1 Digimon World games were super underrated RPGs, but each game changed the formula, and by the time the series left the PlayStation 1, Digimon games tended to be nothing really special or notable. I always wanted a modernized version of the very first game, and while playing it with one of my best friends, had even mused about how cool it would be to, see the game remade on the PS4. Little did I know at the time, Digimon World Next Order had already come out earlier this year. I found it by chance while at GameStop, and the game has the same mechanics as the first game, but everything is improved for the modern era of gaming, and it just gave me warm fuzzies all over. Then we got Metroid Samus Returns, which was huge for me personally. I've always been a Metroid fan, so getting a good Metroid game is always a treat since Nintendo neglects Metroid fans almost as bad as they neglect Star Fox fans. But more than just my general love of Metroid's gameplay style and Samus as a character, Samus Returns is a remake of Metroid 2, one of my earliest gaming memories. As a kid, I grew up playing my brother's original Game Boy, and one of the first games I remember ever playing was Metroid 2. I wasn't good at it, and usually just loaded up the save file that was at the end of the game and tried to kill the Queen Metroid, and often used cheat codes to actually beat it. So to have an official modern remake of the game was a huge deal to me. It gave me a chance to relive my earliest childhood memories and to beat the game properly all the way through. And hey, we also got the SNES Classic, so that's kind of cool, right? There's some great games on that thing, and though some people complain about Nintendo's stock of stuff like this, they seem to be popping up at Targets around where I live pretty consistently. Speaking of Nintendo, they also gave us the Switch this year, which has been a huge hit. I already mentioned Breath of the Wild, but there have been plenty of great games on the system. There's that new Bomberman, Snipper Clips, ARMS, Pokken Tournament, Splatoon 2, Mario Rabbids, Mario Odyssey, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Nintendo is back in full swing with this thing, and though I may not personally be a fan of all of these games, I'm still excited about how well the system has been doing. I'll probably wait a bit longer before I look into getting one, but I already have a list of must-buys for the thing that just grows larger as the months go by. And how about 2017's awesome horror releases? Resident Evil 7 was debatably the best in the series since the PS2 era. Little Nightmares is a short but great experience, very reminiscent of Limbo. We got Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, which I played at a friend's and can't wait to play more of. Some stuff I haven't played yet but look forward to and have heard good stuff about, like Bendy and the Ink Machine, Prey, Outlast 2, and Evil Within 2, all of which I've done my best to avoid spoilers for while still keeping an ear out for opinions on how good they are. Hello Neighbor also hit full release earlier this month. I've been following the game via YouTube for a while now, and I'm kind of interested how the game will end up piecing together, and I'll be keeping an eye out for new videos on it. And of course, this year's best horror release, Doki Doki Literature Club. No, really, I'm not kidding. Don't judge this game by what it looks to be. I won't spoil anything, but let's just say, be careful. Then last, but certainly not least, we got Freddy Fazbear's Pizzaria Simulator, which I know not everyone loves this series. I myself prefer watching them to playing them, but I'm always excited to see what secrets and hidden bits are lurking in them. In fact, the smaller indie titles like Freddy's are doing pretty great this year. Everything was a thing. I saw some of it. I don't really get the appeal myself, but I don't think it's a bad thing at all. Fans of dating sims got Dream Daddy, which isn't really my type of game, but I won't deny it's got some good humor going for it. I've been playing the heck out of Pyre, Supergiant's game's latest release, and I think their best soundtrack yet. The collectathon genre got 2 great games in Yooka-Laylee and A Hat in Time. I already released a video on Monolith, which has become one of my top favorite roguelikes. Similarly, 20XDX is not only an amazing roguelike, but also the best Mega Man X game we've seen since X5. And do I even need to say anything about Cuphead? It's difficult, it's gorgeous, and it lived up to and surpassed all of my expectations. And Life is Strange Before the Storm is something I'm pretty hyped up about too, and will be starting soon. Even MMOs got good expansions this year. Final Fantasy XIV's Stormblood expansion has been amazing, and all the changes they made to existing classes, as well as the new classes they added, are just perfect. Warframe got their big Plains of Eidolon expansion, which honestly I played very little of because I managed to burn myself out on the game and went on break right around the time it came out. Oops. And then Elder Scrolls Online got their Morrowind expansion? I honestly don't know if it's any good, but I've heard the game is doing okay, so maybe. I have a few friends who play it, they say it's good, but like I said, I can't really speak too much on that one myself. And again, this is just a fraction of what has come out this year. There was also Neo, For Honor, Rain World. Psychonauts apparently got a VR game taking place between the first game and the upcoming Psychonauts 2. There was Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, Divinity Original Sin 2, Danganronpa V3, Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and even Sonic Forces wasn't a total train wreck like so many 3D Sonic games from the past. And 2017 also gave us a lot to look forward to in the future. The new Final Fantasy Dissidia and Monster Hunter World both come out in January, and I'm on the hype train for both, especially Monster Hunter World. We got an announcement for Metroid Prime 4. Did I mention how much I love Metroid? Last of Us Part 2, Mega Man 11, Soul Calibur 6. There's a Secret of Mana remake coming out pretty soon. We got another Death Stranding trailer. I don't know what that game is going to be, but the more I see, the more intrigued I become. If it manages to live up to the hype that is being built around it, I'll be surprised, but I'll tell you this much. They sure know how to build intrigue. The marketing for the game is kind of brilliant. Nobody knows what the heck the game is, what it's about, how it will play, but everyone is interested. Everyone knows about it, people are already trying to put together theories and picking apart the trailers, and yet we still haven't seen a single moment of actual gameplay. If that's not marketing genius, I don't know what is. 2017 has been an amazing year. There's something out there for everyone if you look hard enough. And I didn't even mention all the great ports of games that came to new consoles, bringing some of these things to even bigger audiences. Personally, I can't wait to see what 2018 will bring. What are you most excited about? Monster Hunter is obviously the big one for me right now. Can't wait to get the band back together again, so to speak. So until next year, this is Zanshlou wishing you a Happy New Year. I hope this video managed to bring your attention to some of the titles you may have missed this year. I know it wasn't really full of a lot of information on these things, and obviously I have my biases, but if even a glimpse or mention of any of the games in this video piqued your interest, then I hope you look into them a bit more and try some out for yourself. Hi, Monica. She my babe.